and that's the call out. Go ahead, W7IUC.
Okay, thanks so much, Norm, W7IUC. Whiskey 4 Alpha X-Ray, Mac, Mike Alpha Charlie Kilo, Ball Ground, Georgia. Good evening to you, and good evening, Dr. John, on the 20B3 tonight. And looks like everything's working okay. And I think the call sign you're looking for, Dr. John, for Bill Decker is November 4 Victor Mike Yankee, N4 BMY. Anyway, around here, trying to finish up this doggone 3CX3000 second transmitter project, and it's coming along, but I took a pretty big step backwards to redo some things that I wasn't happy with, so I've had it out of the rack for better part of a week, and went and had lunch today with some ham friends, Reed Fisher, W2CQH, and Charlie, K4FNY were there, and another one of our friends that's not on AM, and another ham luncheon tomorrow. So lots of, hams and food. Over to you, Dr. John, and I hope you're doing well. KN4ME, W4AX.
Yeah, gosh, I got so many things going on here. Let me see if I can get my phone cut off. This is KN4 Mike Echo for W4AX and W7IUC. I had gotten a text message with a video from Dr. Ron, who's monitoring. He sent me his audio, and I flashed on it. I couldn't get it turned off when you turned it over to me, Mac. All this modern technology is just overwhelming. N4 VMY, that's exactly right, and it's just one of those things that I can't always remember right off the top of my head, but I'm very grateful to have a fine piece of handiwork that came from his bench. It really is. And you've been here, you've seen it. We didn't really spend a lot of time looking at that and some other things here. We were looking for parts with Butch. And for everybody else's benefit, Mac and Butch K0BS came over now about a month ago, I guess, and it was a very nice get-together. I had a few miles from here, one of the stashes of equipment. We went over there and looked at it. Mostly there's a McMartin kilowatt broadcast station that I will eventually either operate in that piece the way it is with the chassis, or I'll use the components to build up a different 4400 modulated by 4400s. But at any rate, we had a great visit, and forgot my train of thought, which happens more often these days. Wonder why that is. Anyway, Monday was my birthday, and that was number 78. And very grateful to be kicking, and I can't jump up and click my heels 2 or 3 times like I used to, but I can at least jump a little bit. And when I'm on the ground, I can click my heels as many times as I need to, I guess. But thanks for sending that video, and the audio sounds just like my voice when it's played back pre-recorded, so maybe we're doing okay. Norm, back to you. Southeast Tennessee, W7IUC with W4AX, and I think, well, maybe it goes to Kevin first. I think he's in here, WA4KM. Yeah, go ahead, Kevin, and pick it up, if you would, and I guess to Mac, and it may be pre-net time, and I'm busting in here. KN4 Mike Echo, listen.
I don't hear him, so go ahead, Norm.
I heard KB8BKA. Sir, go ahead. W7IUC. Up in central Ohio. I'm hearing you not real strong. I'm surprised you're hearing me. We're running 40 watts on a little Ranger here. But good evening to you. Don't mind breaking in. We're about ready to get out of here. There's a net that's going to start up here on the frequency. I don't know what time, but whenever they want it, they got the frequency. Just look in and you can have it, gentlemen. Yeah, Max, nice to hear you in there tonight. Yeah, I guess you remember old the fellow me and Dr. John were talking about. I knew him years ago, but like you say, he's been passed away for 20, 30 years. It's been a long time. He built some beautiful amplifiers. I remember seeing some of the 41000s he built. I built on chrome chassis, and they were absolutely beautiful, Max. Hope you got more BKA than I did. W4AX. Max, up to you, buddy. W7IUC.
All right, thanks so much, Norm. W7IUC, W4X, and I could not hear anything from the other station. I'm down here about 40 miles north of Atlanta. I think you're a little further north than I am, as I recall. And I heard you and Dr. John talking. I'm glad you certainly didn't hurt your head. That's no joke when you hit your head. And it might just be time to throw away those flashlights. But I'm like you. I try to save them. The actual net starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, and they don't do a pre-net for this one, so we can hang in here till just before 7 if we want to. And there's a lot of phenomenal builders, and Bill Decker was certainly one of them, and he was a fantastic engineer. And interestingly for me, I was just reading one of his engineering papers on his thoughts on grounded screen tetrode amplifiers. And I don't know that I'm a fan of those, but certainly, Collins Radio Company did that with the 30S1, and then Bill Decker did it. So there's got to be some advantages, and I've got a 30S1, and so there's got to be some advantages to it. But to me, I understand the advantages from reading the engineering paper, but I don't know, it's just something I've never done. And yeah, the weather was beautiful here today, just absolutely phenomenal. I think we're at 75 degrees right now. I don't know if Kevin's in here or not, or Dr. John, you go ahead and pick it up. Possibly WA4KM, if not KN4ME. This is W4AX.
Okay, thanks, Mac, and beautiful signal from the Collins rig. And Dr. Ron, if you're still copying, I wish you would join. We've enjoyed the pics of your equipment down there, and talking about equipment builders, talking about equipment restorers, Dr. Ron is second to none. I don't know if I had any pictures of the Dentron amplifier that was here, that came with the staff of equipment from Gary, K4XK. But it was a basket case, and he did some metal fabricating and a beautiful job of getting that Dentron on the air, and he can tell you about it when he gets on here. Okay, it's getting close. I think it's about 11 till, and I don't have a whole lot except to give you one story about Bill Decker. Probably around 1995, I was just getting back on the air after quite a long hiatus, and I had a Wilcox 99A, which was an airport transmitter, analog dial-up. They set that thing at the end of the runway, and it was all remote controlled by telephone lines. And it had 4 different transmitters. Each had a 250TL RF panel, and there were a pair of 813 modulators. They had auto transformers. And you could dial up any two OF blocks, and it would operate simultaneously. The power supply would handle it. And you could use any combination of CW, RTT, AM. And anyway, I got that thing in Arkansas years ago and lugged it around. It was about 1,000 pounds. And it had the 813 Stroud connected, zero bias. And in talking to Bill Decker, he had used that design several times in his transmitter building, but he had lost the schematic. And I was able to actually mail him from that Wilcox 99A manual the exact schematic, which apparently was where he got it from. That was what I took it for. Anyway, I'm not sure where it goes, Norm. You may have been trying to get out, but I'm going to pass it to you. And I'll stand by here and wait for net. I'm not sure I can make net, but I'll try. W7IUC in the crew, KN4, Mike Echo. There are two, there's at least one, if not two, 88s here that you might find useful for parts. Let me, don't take that for a definite absolute. Let me go back and look after we get off here, and I'll try to text you and be for sure. But it's a long story. You know, Gary had so much stuff, K4XK, that it all runs together. And Mac, incidentally, I should have apologized earlier for the clutter here. But I have made some great strides since you were here in getting the garage organized where you can get around in it, and sorting components out and finding things that I didn't know existed. I found a brand new MFJ antenna analyzer that looks like it's never been out of it's the original box. I mean, it's just in so much stuff, it's mind-boggling. Okay, not sure where it goes, but it's getting close, and I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed the pre-nets and the discussions, reg tuning, and the nets are great, and they serve a great purpose, but I enjoy chatting more than I do net activity, to tell the truth. Max, since everybody's copying you, I'm going to pass it to you. I'm not going to apologize for that because you have a great signal that gets to everybody. W4AX in the crew, KN4ME.
K4VZS. Well, there's my friend John, K4VZS, the world traveler. I'll let him tell you about all the places he traveled. I won't keep it but a second, John. Let me write it down so I don't forget. And let's see. I thought you had a great check, and of course you had that leak in the roof, and so I think you got that fixed, and I'm sure you got all that squared away now. And I didn't think the garages were that bad in the storage. I was okay until you told me to watch out for the brown recluse spiders. You know, I've spent my whole life outside in the military in some of the most gosh-awful conditions with the worst animals you can imagine, you know, and insects. But I've never liked the spider. And I know they serve a useful purpose, but especially the poisonous ones. Anyway, let's get it over to John. And John, you got about 4 minutes before net time. And then you'll pass it up to Norm, W7IUC. K4VZS. Good evening, my friend, W4AX.
W4AX, K4VZS. We're recovering from the tonight, but got it all done. Had a good time with friends and museums, and back here on the Johnson kilowatt tonight. We're about 200, a little over 245 watts, I think. Or at least they are here. I don't know if it's me or the van. But I just wanted to tell you, Mac, and I can hear Dr. John, but I can't hear Norm. But I will turn it over to Norm. Okay. I don't even remember. WC is in line. I remember that part. K4VZS Pensacola.
Well, I can hear you in there, buddy, but you're not too strong up here either. Of course, I'm only running 40 watts. K4VZS W7IUC. Well, I've enjoyed it this evening. Dr. Jones, Max, Ralph up there, BKA, and VZS that just checked in there. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take a standby here and let the net go ahead, because I've got 1 minute till net time, and I don't know who's running the net tonight, but we'll let them take over. I used to run this net. God, that's been 20 years ago. I used to be one of the net controls on the Mullet net, but I don't even have the preamble anymore. I wouldn't know how to start it even. So we'll just stand by and let them take over. W7IUC, Southeast Tennessee.
Hey, John, since you're down in Pensacola way, you may need to give a shout out for net control. Over.
Okay, you came way up that time, Matt. Who's patrolling that? K4VZS.
Nobody but us Indians, W4TP. We'll go ahead and get the net started off. Good evening, everybody. Now calling the Gulf Coast Mullet Society net. W4GCM is the official call sign of the Gulf Coast Mullet Society. And this net meets Thursday evenings, 6 p.m. Central Time, 1800, on 3885 kilocycles in the AM mode, W4GCM being the net control station. The Gulf Coast Mullet Society was formed July 27, 2002 for the preservation and use of tube-type AM amateur radio equipment. This is a directed net. This evening is John, W4TP, over here in Net. And we will be doing our frequency measuring third edition tonight. We'll get this cranked off here in a minute. In remembrance of our Mullet Society silent keys and appreciation for our veterans and law enforcement members, I'd like to direct 30 seconds of silence in their honor, and that's starting now. A lot of noise tonight. We'll do the best we can. W4GCM with the Gulf Coast Mullet Society AM radio net. And let's see, tonight we will skip the transmitter tune-ups because we'll be doing frequency measurement. We'll have Don come in here in a minute and give us a reference that you can zero beat if you'd like. Beginning with the announcements, I think Sam has one. Anybody has an announcement? KF4TXQ, Sam, go ahead.
Roger, roger. Thank you for being there, John. This is KF4TXQ, Dadeville, Alabama, and I just wanted to reiterate that we're on for the Spring Film Fest at Poplar Dogs here just south of Dadeville, and gonna meet at 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, the 6th of June. Saturday, the 6th of June. We'll meet there and eat lunch, and then visit a while, and tell lies, and have a good time. And then anyone that wants to tailgate, come down here, we'll tailgate in the front yard at our QTH. And hope the weather's kind to us. You never know. But that's going to be 11 o'clock on April the 6th, Saturday morning. Over, over.
All right, Sam, anybody need a fill from Sam on the announcement? Thanks, Sam, and we'll turn it back to you here, and we'll just go ahead and let you give the official mystic statement while you're up and running here. Sam, go ahead and give it to us.
Roger, roger. Thank you, John. This is the official mystic statement of the Gulf Coast Mullet Society net. The mullet has a gizzard like a chicken. Could it be that the mullet is a chicken of the sea? KF4TXQ, back to W4GCM. Thanks, John.
All right, Sam, man, we'll be around to you here in a few minutes. You can give us a free cultural speech. Thanks for the mystic statement, Sam. Wouldn't be the same without you. The in-station is wishing to list items for sale or items that are needed. Please come now with your call. And I have one. I'd like to find a carcass of a AR-88 RCA or either a CR-91 or something. I have a transformer. One of the chokes is open, and the one I'm restoring here, so you're going to have to find a carcass here, I think. Anybody got any listings that they'd like to announce? All right, tonight we'll move on here, and this is the third annual frequency measuring contest. The frequency measure will be held today, of course, March 21st, 2024. Don, WD4EGF, will be measuring all stations. After the initial check-in, the frequency will be checked and recorded on each station during each station comments. A station with the frequency closest to 3885 kilocycles will win first prize, and there'll be a second prize also. And we will contact you by email and get the specifics, and we'll be giving out handheld frequency counters this year. And once again, only those stations with a VFO may participate in the contest. So if you're on an old boat anchor with a VFO, good luck tonight. That's all I got to say. Anyway, during your comment section, please announce the rig you're on, and if you are employing a VFO, and if you are, tell us if you're going to be in the contest tonight. At this time, we'll turn it over to Don, WD4EGF, and we'll let him introduce himself. He's down in Robertsdale, Alabama. He'll be recording the frequency tonight, and he will be giving us a 30-second carrier so that we can zero beat our receivers and transmitters to it. Go ahead, Don, WD4EGF. Don, thank you very much. And if you haven't seen some of Don's work, he does excellent work. He's doing kind of research on WWVB, I think it is, 60 KC. He's locking to that. And I saw his workbench the other day, a picture of it, and it was scattered all over the place with all kind of test equipment. And he was building a phase lock loop the old-fashioned way, actually building it. So I'm sure he'll come out with that project. Thank you, Don, for being with us tonight. And we got you down here on the roster. Let's see, at this time, we got Sam taken care of, and we've got our 30-second carrier that Don has provided. And I guess we'll kick this thing off tonight. Let's see. We'll begin with general check-ins, and when you come back for your after the initial check-in, when we come back around to you, Don will measure your frequency and hope you win tonight anyway. All right, we'll begin tonight with whiskey calls, if you hear me, and please space them out. Got plenty of time. Whiskey calls.
W4, I diddle diddle, Roy, thanks for calling. Good evening, John.
Whiskey 4 Alpha X-ray.
India.
W4.
Whiskey Bravo 4 Kilo Juliet. Whiskey 9 Tango Alpha Bravo.
Whiskey 4, Mike Alpha Charlie.
WB4 November Kilo Mike.
I'm going to have a little relay there. Let's see. Getting a call over here on 2 meters. Anyway, we have W4IDD Roy, W4AX. I hope I got it right, Mike. And there was a call Italy Tango, I think. Could I get your call again?
WA4II.
That sounds great. WA4II. We'll be back to you in just a minute. W4WFL. WB4 KKJ. And W9TAB. W4MAC. And there was one other one there. It was WB4 and had a Mexico in it. Let me get your call again.
WB4 November Kilo Mike. NKM.
All right, WB4 NKM. Thank you for being with us tonight. Any other whiskey calls tonight?
W7 India Uniform Charlie.
I think I heard W7 IUC. Thank you for joining us tonight. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, Norm, thank you for checking in with us. You're not overly strong tonight, so we'll do the best we can. Any other whiskey calls? All right, we're moving to Alpha calls.
Here is Alpha Fox 1 Zulu, and the band is terrible, over.
Alpha Bravo 4, Alpha Mike.
Alpha Delta 4 Quebec.
All right, and thank you for checking in with us. AF1Z sounding good up here. You might tell us what you're running when you come back around, and we'll be asking questions here if you want to participate in our frequency measuring contest. AB4AM, Rob, I think it is. Good to have you with us. AB4Q, Uncle Dave, the Millington Tennessee. Any other alpha calls? Moving to Kilo, Kilo Fox 4 Tango X-Ray Quebec. Sam will be around to you in a minute. Please space them out. Kilo calls.
A4 VZS.
Kilo 5 Hotel Foxtrot Golf.
Kilo Alpha 3, Foxtrot Zulu Oscar.
All righty, we have K4 VZS, John over in Pensacola, K5 HFG, and KA3F Zulu Oscar. I hope I got that right. Is that correct?
Roger, roger.
Okay, thank you for being with us here. Any other kilo calls?
Kilowatt 3, Japan Whiskey, Italy.
Charlie Uniform Bravo.
All right, Lee, good to have you. There was another station under Lee. The other station, go ahead.
Kilowatt 3, Japan Whiskey, Italy.
All right, K3 GWI, good to have you with us. Any other kilo? It's getting too complicated here with the phone ringing and radio blasting. Anyway, we got those down. We'll move to November calls, and we'll be back around. Now, November calls, space them out, please.
November 4 Juliet Kilo.
November 4 Alpha Kilo.
All right, N4JK, N4 Alpha Kilo. Any other November? And your relays on November calls. All righty, very good. I'm going to have to turn this radio off. Pardon me just a second. They don't realize I'm in a net situation here. All right, let's move back to the top. Tonight is our frequency measuring contest. WD4EGF will be recording our frequency coming up here. And the one closest to 3885, of course, will win. First prize, we'll have a second prize. And Art has already told me he will do the certificates again. We really appreciate what Art does. All this stuff goes on in the background. Anyway, W4, I diddle diddle. Roy, good evening, man. W4TP, W4GCM. And what are you running tonight, Roy? I don't think you're on the VFO, but give us what you're running.
All right, thank you, John. Good evening to you. And all the net tonight. Well, John, I'm disqualified from the contest tonight, but I'm running the AC990 and a little FB200 running about 200 watt carrier and an electric vehicle 27 microphone. And that's pretty well the story here tonight. And what Billy Paul used to say on the Grand Ole Opry, howdy, I'm just so proud to be here. It's good to be alive this evening, John, and enjoying ham radio at its finest. Well, I ain't got anything for the net. You got a good crowd tonight. The band is a little noisy. I wasn't hearing Norm McCall in there, but everybody else seemed to be sounding good. So there you go. I'll turn it back to you, John, with this little saying. I hope everybody out there in Radio Land feels as good as I look. Back to you, John, from W4, I diddle Pensacola.
Tell you what, if you sounded any better, Roy, you'd be in the room with me. Usually was doing you a good job. We'll put you down not as a VFO, but man, thank you for being here each week. You do a great job and always enjoy the sayings you come up with. W4AX, Mac, you're up next. W4GCM.
All right, thanks so much, John. W4GCM, W4X, good evening to you. Thanks for running the net. And hello to all my fellow mullets. And John, I hope school's going well for you. I know summer break's coming up, and I don't know if you have to teach through the summer or you take the summer off. But anyway, thank you for educating our children. It's definitely needed with all the nonsense going on in the world. Well, I'm not participating tonight. I'm on a Collins 20V3, and I guess I could have hooked a VFO up to it, but I'm rock bound tonight, 3885, whatever that rock is resonating at. It was pretty close, but not VFO participated. So thanks so much, John. Back to you, W4GCM, W4AX.
All right, Mac, man, you're coming in like a house of fire. You got a really good signal. You done good on that transmitter. You just need about 10 more to work on. And thank you for being with us tonight. Let's see, WA4III, good evening to you. And what are you running tonight? Will you be on the VFO and participating? WA4III, W4GCM.
W4GCM, this is W4III. I'm on old trusty Johnson back in Valiant. Johnson Valiant. It does have a VFO. And I'll do the best I can to get on 3885. But that's what I'm running here. W4GCM. This is WA4III. Over.
All right, thank you very much, man. Johnson sounds great, no problem at all, and you definitely will qualify to participate in the contest tonight. Thank you for being with us. W4WFL, W4GCM.
W4GCM, this is W4WFL. And I am not qualified for time tonight. I've got the Johnson backing one pistol controlled, so I can't participate. But if you did give an award for the furthest off frequency, I could have fired up on 350 and you could have chased me around. It would have been an interesting find anyway. But that's all I got here. Good luck to the winner tonight. This is W4WFL Pensacola.
All right, Richard, man, good to have you with us each week as you check in with us. That's Richard over in Pensacola, and he's rock band, so I don't know how we're going to work that. But anyway, we had set it up for VFO where we can get to maximum drift. Thank you for being with us tonight. W9TAB, good evening, W4GCM.
W4GCM, W9TAB. Thanks for doing that, John. You sound really good down in Pensacola. I'm sitting here on the Collins 32V2 transmitter, 75A2 receiver. The 104 blanket, homemade birthday knife, 52. Anyway, that's all I got for the match. I can tell you sound really good coming out here today, as usual. Okay, appreciate that, John. Thanks again. Back to the net. W9TAB.
All right, very good. That is a VFO on that Collins, right?
Yeah, it's a PTO, probability tuned oscillator. I don't know if that qualifies. It's the same thing. It's got a ferrite rod to coil, and it'll drip like crazy if you're not slow to warm up.
Yeah, you're listening to one now. The exciter over there is a PTO 2. I'm going to rename this thing to Collinstown over here. I think that's about all I got now. Anyway, good to be with us here in W9TAB. He is on a 32V2, and he is definitely qualified for the contest tonight. W4MAC. Go ahead, sir. W4GCM.
W4MAC. Yeah, I wish I could participate, but I'm not very well. I'm on the Halifax. So I had the we're not there yet. We're still fiscally controlled. Well, I think my fiscal's not even 100% on the fish. It's somewhere near. That's that's about it. What up to Georgia if you can pick up some more radios if that's a regular hose job. I don't have rainy Friday night and Saturday, so I'm going to have to hold home right there. I don't have a whole lot of focus to the work. After that season, we'll be in here to W4MAC now. The other back in Florida.
All right, thank you for checking in with us. I don't seem to have you written down on my roster. I'll look you up. And we need to make a place for crystal control, too. I didn't even think about that, but we got it set up tonight for VFOs, but we need to make a slot for crystal control radios because they're not dead on frequency either. Thank you for checking in with us tonight. WB4NKM, W4GCM.
Thank you, John. Good evening. This is WB4NKM. Name here is Larry, and I'm located in Wise, Virginia. Good evening to all the mullets on here. I'm copying everybody up here in Virginia tonight, but the band is kind of up and down. There's a lot of QSB. And we're running Johnson Ranger, a Marcon 811 amplifier, running about 160 watts. Receiving on a Hammerlin HQ170A and running a half-wave in-fed. So that's the story here, John. Glad to be in here. Thanks for calling it. We're going to stick around and listen to all the good signals coming up here. W4GCM from WB4NKM.
Okay, Larry, thank you for checking in with us. That's WB4NKM up in Virginia. Larry, and he is on a Ranger, so he is definitely qualified. I hope Don can copy you well enough to read your frequency. It's really noisy tonight, and if we can't, we did the best we could do. Norm, you're next. W7IUC, W4GCM.
Wonderful. W4GCM. W7IUC. Well, good evening to everybody on the Mullet Net. Been a long time. We're in southeast Tennessee, and we're running a Johnson Ranger on the VFO, little Drake QB receiver, a low power station, 40 watts. And I did not hear the frequency counter station very well here, so I don't know if he'll be able to hear me or not in there to even compete. But I am on the VFO, and whoever wins, wins. W4GCM, W7IUC, Southeast Tennessee.
Norm, I copied okay. What radio are you running?
Johnson Ranger.
Norm, what transmitter are you on?
Johnson Ranger.
Try it again.
Johnson Ranger. Johnson Ranger.
Norm, he is on a Johnson Ranger, definitely VFO, W7 India Uniform Charlie. So if we can copy you, we'll do the best we can. It's a rough night, and signals are up and down, but we'll do the best we can. Don will anyway. AF1Z, Mark, good evening, man. You're sounding good up here. What are you on tonight? W4GCM with the frequency measuring contest.
Hey, John, W4GCM and everybody, AF1Z. Well, I'm on a KW1 here. My trusty Hewlett-Packard frequency measuring thing is not working real well, but that's what I'm on, and you got nothing when you were on. I don't know what you're on, but you sound good. The band is a little weak. I'm hearing guys that I don't normally hear real loud, and the strong ones are not there. So, you know, I'm sure it'll straighten out in time, but the best to everybody on here, and we had a visitation from none other than K4BZS, and I'm telling you, if Washington, D.C. could listen to our conversation, they could take guidance, because we solved every problem we had. John and his friend Herb stayed for putting the hours, we had a great time, and enjoyed by all. So there you go. Have a little trouble with my license every 10 years. Have to go through this, and boy, I could not navigate that system they've got, so I called W5YI, and I'm not advertising for YI, but they did the job for me, so I'm happy to say I'll be around to irritate everybody for another 10 years if I last that long. All the best to everybody. John, thanks for doing the net, and please tell me what you're running, because I didn't catch it if you mentioned. W4GCM and everybody, AF1Z.
All right, Mark, we're on the Collins 820 Delta 2, the Rock. We're using a Collins exciter. It doesn't get too bad. It's a PCO, and so there you go. It's we're doing the best we can do. One of these days, golly, I ain't never seen the beat. Phones ringing, radios going. I gotta turn this stuff off, man. Excuse me. Anyway, it's like going to the phone booth. You remember going to the phone booth? You drive up and there'll be no one. I mean, no one within 30 miles. But when you turning in, you see headlights coming over the hill, and everybody wants to use the telephone. You may not go back that far, Mark, but that's the way it's been here to Shack tonight. But you're on the KW1, and you're definitely qualified. Hopefully Don's able to copy. And let's see, I think I got him, but I may have skipped him. WB4KKJ. If I missed you, go ahead and pick it up. W4GCM.
Good evening, John. It's no problem. Just hang tight and either catch you at the end of the net or you pick me back up, so it's no problem at all. Just running the Johnson Viking Ranger, Collins 35F1 for the receiver, and legal lemon on the L4B microphones, the D104, and homemade 80-meter dipole up at 32 feet. Got a good copy on you, John, over here. I got most signals are pretty good. Some of them are a little bit weaker than others, but it's just part of AM radio. So back over to you tonight there, John. W4GCM, WB4KKJ.
Okay, very good. Well, you're definitely qualified. He's on a Viking Ranger, WB4KKJ. Thank you for being with us tonight. Hope you win here on the contest. And if I skip somebody, it's because of my absent-minded operation. It's not a deliberate thing. We've got Mark down. He's on the KW1, definitely qualified for the contest tonight. WB4AM, I hope I got it right, Rob, W4GCM.
Okay, John, W4GCM. God. All right, let's try it one more time. W4GCM in the group, this is AB4AM, and I'll have to come back to you because I'm setting my alarm off again.
I don't want the police to come get you. You're setting your alarm off. Are you going to transmit again?
Yeah, let's try it again. Anyway, let me just pick me up at the end of the net. Let me see what's going on here. We did some work on the alarm system and it's not working out for us. AB4AM.
All right, Rob. Yeah, we'll make a mark here to come back to you. 84Q, Dr. Dave in Millington, W4GCM. Hello, Dave.
Hey, John. W4GCM in the Mullet net. This is Dave, AD4Q in Millington, Tennessee. And we're on the Viking 2 CDC Barefoot Johnson VFO and receiving an R388 D104 and interference at about 50 feet. So I could not hear your monitoring station, so he may not be able to hear me either. So anyway, it's pretty noisy tonight. There are a few good stations, but it's pretty weak tonight. But I am hearing you. Well, that's all I got, John. Back to you. W4GCM, AD4Q.
All right, Brother Dave. I hope you get that big transmitter going. You'll be a real asset here on the band. And you are definitely qualified. Viking 2. AD4Q, that's Dave. He's in Millington, Tennessee. Hope you copy him. KF4TXQ, Sam, pick it back up. W4GC.
Okay, John. W4GCM in the group. This is KF4TXQ. You're doing a great job with the net there, John. And your signal's been holding up well. But I'll tell you right now, the band is really kind of strange and wondrous today. But anyhow, we still got those buttermilk skies, and I'm not sure how much effect the weather is having. It's whether or not it's old man sun sticking his tongue out at us with those solar flares. But anyway, something is making the ether cut up. So anyway, that's the way it's going here. But we're doing well. We're just rocking along and been piddling around in the shack. I'm down to piddling jobs, and I'm hoping I've got another little house coming, and I'm hoping that's going to work out, and I'll have 2 of these radio marine units sitting up there, and both of them will be set up like this one is. Pair 813s, triode connected, and linear. It works well. So anyhow, back to you there, John, and thanks a whole lot for running the net. This is Kilo Fox 4, Tango X-Ray Quebec, Dadeville, Alabama, and I want to remind everybody again, we're going to have a spring test on the 6th of June down at Poplar Dogs, which is about 3 or 4 miles down the road from here. And we're going to eat there at 11 o'clock at Poplar Dogs. And then those who would like to tailgate will come and tailgate in the front yard here at the QTH. So back to you, W4GCM. Good net, over. Bad weather, over.
All right, Sam. Yeah, very good. I hope you have a big turnout up there. You're on your Icon, correct?
Yeah, Roger. I'm running my Icon 7300.
All right, 7300. Yeah, you're not qualified for the contest, but I guarantee you're close to being on frequency. Thanks, Sam, for the mystic statement and all you do for AM. K4VZS. John, pick it up, W4GCM.
W4GCM, K4VZS. Well, I just turned this thing on. I should have turned it on at noon. I'm on a Ranger with the Johnson kilowatt. Listening on the MC, the HRO 60, sort of like I had in, what was it, my 1959 QS handbook. I don't know how close I am. I think I'm close, but not that close. Anyway, good to be out here. And I got here and turned it on earlier. I'll probably be better. Anyway, way it is. Good night for the conditions. Appreciate you and Don taking the control in this. It's an interesting evening, and I enjoy it. W4GCM, K4VZS.
All right, John, very good. Well, you're definitely qualified. He's on the Ranger driving the desk kilowatt tonight. So thanks, John. We'll put you in the pile here, and it's up to the frequency receiver, I guess, who's closest, I suppose. And I hope AF1Z weighed you when you went in and came out. He need to check your pockets before you left. Anyway, very good. Thanks again, John. K5HFG, you're up next, W4GCM.
W4GCM, this is K5HFG. Good evening, John, in the net. I'm running a 7300, so I've disqualified myself. I was going to try the Ranger, but y'all can never hear me when I use it, so I'm disqualified. But still glad to be here. Not much to tell you. It's been a pretty nice day, and the band is noisy. There's a lot of lightning down off the coast, but I've heard everybody transmit so far. And some were a little light, but I've heard everybody. 73, everybody. Catch you next week. W4GCM, K5HFG on Kick Ridge.
All right, Don, thank you for being with us here again tonight. He's on the 7300 solid state radio. They're always pretty close to frequency. So thank you for being with us. And this other one here, it's got a lot of scribbling. There's a KA3 Foxtrot, and I think Zulu Oscar. I hope I got it right. Terrible writing. W4GCM. You're up next.
Okay, sir. W4GCM and the Mullet Society. This is Gary, Kilo Alpha 3, Foxtrot Zulu Oscar, over in Havana, Florida. That's northwest of Tallahassee. And no, I don't qualify for the VFO tonight either. I'm on the Yaesu 101MP. It seems to be just tickling the alpha just right. So anyway, special welcome John VZS. It was good getting together with him last weekend over there with Bob Moody and a couple other hams. And glad you made it back home there, John. So anyway, everybody's sounding good. I haven't had to use the SDR system to hear everybody. I'm hearing everybody quite well off the long wire out here. So anyway, Back to you, John. W4GCM, KA3FZO.
Okay, Gary, thank you very much. Havana, Florida. And he's on the Yazoo 101 MP. And they're fine radios. And, of course, it's not VFO control tonight. So thank you for checking in with us. And I know this man coming up next is VFO Incorporated. K5CUB. Hello, Lee. W4GCM.
Hello, John. Yeah, I'm always am on my little Harvey Wells T90, and I had it on for a few hours. I had a friend look on his FTDX10 waterfall. We fiddled with this thing trying to get it on frequency, and I know it FMs a little bit. I've been working on that. Art had told me I was doing that. Not objectable, I don't think, to the ears, but on the carrier on the waterfall, you would see it. But I'd say this for it, Harvey Wells is a lot more stable than my Kenwood TS520S that I turn on about. So even though it don't do AM, it wouldn't be. That dude drifts all over the planet, but the little Harvey Wells, if it didn't have that little bit of FMing, it's generally pretty stable, doesn't drift around. So, thanks for running this, John. A lot of fun. W4GCM, K5CUB.
All right, Lee, man, good to catch you on Wires X, too. You always sound good. We've had a few issues over here, and few changes too, so we'll catch you over there one of these days. And you definitely qualify. You're on the Harvey Wells T90, so hope you're in the running, Lee. Hope you get it. K3JWI, Ken, I believe, W4GCM with the Gulf Coast Mullet Society Network.
W4GCM, K3JWI. Yeah, very good. Thanks for picking me up, John, and hello to everybody on the net tonight. I'm copying everyone, most everyone. I'm on the 20V3, the broadcast transmitter, rockbound, so I don't qualify for this either. But hopefully everybody's hearing me all okay. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been a while since I checked in between grandkids and going to Orlando, Florida, and you name it, we've been there. It just seems like Thursday nights come and go, and I just don't get a chance to get down here and turn this thing on. So it's good to say hello to everybody, and probably greetings from Joe Clemens. He's still getting set up. He's moved in, pretty much all unpacked, but still getting set up. So I keep pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to get him going. And I know we all miss his comments and his humor. Anyway, so that's all I've got for tonight. Again, I'm on the 20V3, listening on the R390A on a big wire, long wire outside. That's the working conditions here. W4GCM, K3JWI, Harrison, Tennessee.
Okay, Ken, man, you're pounding in here. The band's in good shape now. And you're on that 20V3 and crystal control, though. We need to make a slot for that. You know, I think if we have another frequency measuring contest, we're gonna do it in the winter. I tell you, the lightning gives us havoc, you know. Every time you have a contest or something in the transition period that we're in now, coming into spring, it's a lot of lightning going on. I hear it myself, but you're really quieting the receiver down. Thanks for being with us, Ken. And for JK, Sir Arthur, you're up next. And Art, I really appreciate you doing the certificates for us. W4GCM.
W4GCM for JK. I'm happy to do it, John. Me and my computer. And good evening to everybody. Been enjoying listening to the net tonight. I'm not eligible for the contest. My rig is a Flex 5000 and an SB220. I did have a display broaden out to about 10 kilohertz, so it's neat to see the signals, some a little low, some a little high. And John, I see you start out a few Hertz low, and then you make it right very close to the desired spot. I don't have any accurate reference here, but anyway, it's still to watch the goings on. Let's see. I want to thank Don, KD4GCM, for being in and for doing the battery. And good to hear him on the air. And folks on the air, good to hear Norm, W7IUC. Haven't heard him in a while. Also Gary, WA3FZO. He has been real active in the past, but he's been quiet for too long, so I'm glad he's reactivated. And Gary, you're knocking me out over here in the desk. And Ken, K3JWI, haven't heard you on in a while. Thank you very much for the K4JCP report. Holy moly, I don't see any FMing like I did, gosh, that was a year or two ago. And one last thing, John, I am relieved to know that Mark, Herb, and John got together and solved all the problems of the world. I know we're safe for another couple of weeks. W4GCM from N4J.
Yeah, I wonder about the pocket weighing, though, Art. You know what I mean? When you come and go like that, I hope he had a floor-mounted weight set. You know what I mean? The scales and the floor, and that way, you know, when you come in, you're weighed, and when you go out, I don't know about that, but yeah, I bet they had a good time. That's great. And Art, thank you for all you do, especially doing the certificates and stuff like that. And we really appreciate all you do here. And Art's one of our fine net controls too. We really appreciate it, Art. N4AK, you're up next. I think it's W4GCM with the Gulf Coast Mullet Society net, and we're measuring frequency tonight.
Okay, John, W4GCM and the Mullet Society. This is November 4 Alpha Kilo. Glen in Sunset, South Carolina. We've had a beautiful day, 66 degrees. I'm on my TS2000, so I do not qualify, but the conditions were so bad, I decided to get on the TS2000 and my Ameritron amp. So thank you doing the net. Good to hear Art. And John, you're 15 over 9 here in South Carolina. Nice signal. Signals have really come up. W4GCM, November 4 Alpha Kilo.
Okay, Glenn, yeah, you're on the TS2000, so no VFO tonight. But man, thank you for being with us, man. You got a great signal. Always good to have you checking in with the net. That's the bottom of the list as we have it. We'll pick up some late stations if there's anyone who'd like to get in. Late stations Alpha. Late stations Alpha. Okay, get a relay on that last station.
Bravo, Kilo, Alpha, TV8BKA, round up in Ohio.
I just can't pull you out. I hear somebody in there. Is there a relay? Can somebody relay?
WA4 relay.
Go ahead.
KB8BKA.
That's Ralph, up in Ohio.
Give it to me again, please.
Kilo Bravo 8 Bravo Kilo. I'll get it right in a minute. Bravo Kilo Alpha.
Okay, he's down in my dirt here on the noise floor. KB8 BKA. Well, we'll turn it to you in a minute when you come around to kilos. Any Alpha stations before we move on?
AB4 AM, we're going to try it again.
All right, Glenn, go ahead.
All right, John, yeah, we're on the 20B2 tonight. I don't qualify because I'm using an 897 as an exciter, so just good to be in here. Great signals tonight. I mean, absolutely beautiful, even with the band conditions. Like I said, we were doing a little work on the alarm system. I was trying to move sensor in my window. I've got open wire going through the window, and we moved the sensor. We thought we had it right, but no, I had to do some finagling with the audio to try to keep it down. So anyway, we're not setting it off, and I'm not going to have to get locked up or anything, but hopefully you're hearing me. We had to cut the audio way back and get the machine choked back down a little bit, and so we don't set the alarm off. But we'll get it figured out one of these days. We'll get all the gremlins figured out. This, like I say, this open wire has been a new experience. I brought it in the shack. You know, I probably should have known better, but I wanted to try to go straight from the back of the tuner right out, and I didn't want to have the tuner out at in a doghouse. So live and learn. We'll get it there. Well, it just takes a little bit of time. We'll get in there. But anyway, I don't want to hold it. Just enjoying the great signals and doing a great job tonight, even with the frictional band conditions. So I'll turn it back over there to you. W4GCM, take it from AB4 AM from the big metropolis.
Okay, Rob, good deal. Well, your audio's a little light. I think you could turn your audio gain up a wee bit. And thank you for being with us. He's on the 897, so he's not qualified tonight. Thank you for being with us, Rob, once again. Under kilos, KV8 Bravo Kilo Alpha. I'm not sure if somebody could relay. I don't think I'm able to hear him. KV8 Bravo Kilo Alpha. Pick it up.
All right. Thanks, John. And I'm hearing you pretty well. There's a little bit of QFP, but pretty good. Everybody in the Carolinas and Tennessee, Georgia, you're all sounding good up this way. The band's not real good, but not too bad. Transmitter here is Johnson. Running about a 4 about 800, and the receiver is a National 303, and my 160 meter full weight delta sloping loop, 160 meter loop. So not much going on up here. Kind of a chilly day today. Probably about
okay, I could tell he was there, bits and pieces, 37 degrees. I think he's in Georgia. Could someone relay where he's located and so forth?
He's still talking.
Here shortly. But thanks for having me. Everybody sounds good.
Okay, we'll get a relay on that.
He's still talking, John.
GCM and this is KV8BKA. Up here in Central.
All right, he's done. He's in Ohio.
Man, you're down tonight real bad, Billy. I'm going to put you down here, KO4SSY. Wow. That's something. Anyway, in Ohio, I think. Okay, very good. I didn't copy much. We'll look him up on QRZ. Thank you for the relay. And let me turn it to you, Billy, and we'll move on. KO4SSY, one of our fine net controls, W4GCM, the Coast Mullets Society net.
All right, John. Well, I'll step up and speak into the mic. I was just trying to get in there. Good evening. I was on the phone when that started, so anyways, I didn't get in here that early, but anyways, I'm not coming against band conditions. Everything looks right, so. Just running the Johnson 500. I did 0 beat a solid transmitter, so I don't qualify, but I should be. I'd still like to know how close I am. Should be pretty close with the 0. So I receive them on the AR88 and on my 3885 cut inverted V dipole. So thanks for picking me up. Good evening to all, and appreciate you picking me up. Appreciate everything you do. W4GCM, this is KO4SSY, Billy in Murphy, North Carolina. Over.
All right, Billy, thank you for being a net control for us, and the boy band conditions are rough tonight. You're on the Johnson 500, but since you're a part of the family here, I don't think we'll be giving you an award We might give you a dead skunk or something you find on the road. But thank you, Billy, for being with us tonight. Any other kilo stations, late stations, kilo?
Kilo Delta 4, uniform, Mike, uniform.
I might have a relay for that one. KG4 something, uniform.
Relay?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's uniform, Mike, uniform.
Okay, KG4 United, Mexico United. I hope I got it right. Go ahead, then you might have to relay, Dave, W4GCM.
Well, all right. Well, I've got a house full of signal of you up here, John, so you're coming in quite nicely. Anyway, Dan up here in Shepherdsville, Kentucky, and I am transmitting on the Viking Valiant there tonight. It is out of the case, so we've been doing repairs here and there, and I thought I would leave it out for a while, and just let it all burn in, and whatever's going to burn out, that way I don't have to lift it out of the case again. But, John, that's all we got. We'll send it back to you. Evidently, you got a light copy down there. W4GCM from KD4UMU, Dan in Shepherdsville, Kentucky.
Yes, sir. I should have recognized your voice. Thank you for checking in with us tonight. What are you running?
It's the Viking Valiant. Viking Valiant listing everybody on the Hamlin HQ 150.
All right. Well, you're definitely qualified if Don can pull you out. Shepherdsville. Okay, very good. Yeah, we've talked a lot. It's just been a while on the Viking Valiant. KD4 UMU, definitely. Any other kilos?
Kilo 3, Foxtrot, Lulu, Kilo 3, Foxtrot, Lulu,
Any relays on kilos? All right, moving to November late stations. Any November?
Yankee Tango.
All right, and for OYT. Any other November? Any relays? For OYT. Go ahead, sir. W4GCM. What are you running tonight?
W4GCM. This is in for OYT. I'm running Heathkit DX100. Heathkit DX100. And listening on Helicopters SX110. I talked to most everybody except for the couple that you couldn't copy. I couldn't copy them either. I had one after the last one just before me. I could tell there was a voice there, but I couldn't tell who they were. Anyway, that's all that's going on here. Info OYT back to the net, and thank you very much.
All right, DX100. Are you a VFO control?
Say that again?
Yeah, are you VFO or crystal control?
Oh, it's VFO. I get my exercise trying to keep it on frequency.
Okay, get a relay on what he said.
He's on the VFO, 4Q.
Thanks, Dave. You need to get your rumpus in here for net control. You're hearing everybody real well, Dave. I've been after Dave for quite some time to be a net control. Thank you for checking in with us tonight, and you're definitely qualified if Don can hear you. DX100, he's on the VFO. Any other November calls? And finally, whiskey calls, late station whiskey.
Whiskey 4, Delta Echo uniform.
W4OLJ.
All right, WD4E, no, correction, WD4, no, W4, Delta Echo uniform. Get it right in a minute, WA4FUU, Richard. And I think there was another whiskey station. Go ahead again.
W4OLJ.
All right, Virgil, we got you. Any other whiskey calls?
Whiskey 4, Yankee Tango Oscar.
All right, Whiskey 4, Yankee Tango Oscar. Any other whiskey?
Okay,
Any relays? right, W4 Delta Echo Uniform. How you doing, man? W4GCM with the Gulf Coast Mullet Society Net. Would you tell what kind of rig you're running?
This is W4DEU Randall up in Blount County, Alabama. It's been a couple of years since I've been on this net, and everybody's sounding pretty good. I'm running a B2000, running an Alpha, and I'm running a R390A on the receiver. Over.
Okay, Randall, good to hear you. What was the transmitter again?
Transmitter's a Kenwood B2000.
All right, definitely not qualified for the contest here, but thank you for checking in with us, Ken. Boy, the band conditions are noisy tonight, but you're coming to the course very well. Thank you for checking in with us tonight, Randall. And please check in pretty often here. I know you're on our roster. WA4FUU, Richard, the chief bottle washer of the net, W4GCM.
W4GCM from WA4. FUU. Well, John, I tell you, you got a great net tonight. I know it's tough with the conditions, but you handled it admirably. Well, that's a mouthful. Everybody sounds good. I'm copying everybody. I'm on the Drake Twins, T4XB, and our 4B this evening. Also, SB200 for a little kick, but everybody's doing great. I appreciate everything that everybody does contribute to this net. I want to thank John for frequency measurement this evening. And I want to thank Rick for providing the certificates for those that are awarded as winners. John, I'm going to turn back to you. I want to thank you. WA4FUU, Richard, in Pensacola.
All right, Richard, you're next up in the box the next Thursday night, so I know everybody will enjoy your net, Richard. And that's the chief bottle washer. He's the licensee, trustee, and chief bottle washer here for the net. Virgil, you know, we were talking the other day about good audio, and you're one of them that always has good audio. You and Joe, I think you could be on a carbon mic or 210 cans with a wax string and you'd sound good. W4OLJ, W4GCM, and what are you running tonight, Virgil?
W4GCM. This is W4OLJ. Okay, John. Well, I'm running the same old rig here, the 41000 rig, modulated with a pair of 4400s and a 75A4 receiver. I tried to check in earlier when you first called for the whiskey stations, but I was having trouble with the power strip and I couldn't keep my receiver on, so that's the reason I'm coming in here on the tail end of it. But I got that power strip straightened out there, kinda, I think, temporarily anyway. But we're not qualified for the frequency measurement. We're running an ICOM here as a VFO, but it is not qualified. Dan up there in Shepherdsville, boy, I was copying him real well. I mean, he was booming in here, and I think you were having a little trouble with him. I guess it's difference in the propagation, but anyway, I wanted him to know that Valiant was really doing a fine job. He's just a booming in here. And I'm copying most everybody. Been just a few there that I couldn't copy real well. But anyway, it's good to be on here, and this frequency measurement thing is real interesting. So back to you, John. You're doing a good job, and we sure enjoyed it. 73s to everybody. W4GCM. This is W4OLJ in Sweetwater.
Thank you, Virgil, for being with us each week, and man, you've got a fantastic signal as usual. And we got you down here as not qualified for the BFO part of it, but that's okay. We're going to have to incorporate a crystal control thing too. Didn't even think about it, but I think our next one, if we're able to do another frequency measure, and I think we'll do it in the winter when the noise is not so bad. It is really rough tonight. Thank you for being with us, Virgil. And finally, at the bottom of the list, W4YTO. Can I get your name and your location and your rig? W4GCM.
W4GCM from Whiskey 4 Yankee Tango Oscar. Name on this end is male, Mike Echo Lima. I'm located in Hartselle, Alabama. My rig is ICOM 756 Pro 2, so I'm not qualified, but I am running 100 watts into, or 50 watts into an inverted V, excuse me. But I did want to mention to you that I did hear a K3F call on the K series of the check-ins there, so you might want to back up see if you hear it again. But anyway, name here is male, and I hope everybody's having a good evening out there. And that's about all I've got there, and I just want to say hi to Randall down in Blount County, which is not too far away from me. So anyway, back to you, Net Control. This is Whiskey 4 Yankee Tango Oscar.
All right, thank you very much for checking in with us. I missed your name and location. I'll look you up. What it is, the lightning builds up and it blinks my receiver, and then it clears and you come way up. So it's not your fault. It's just band conditions. That I-10 curtain or whatever it is going at it tonight. Thank you for checking in with us. We'll look you up on QRZ. Please check in with us again. Any other whiskey before we close? All right, I hope I got everybody. We'll go ahead and close the net. Thanks everybody for being with us tonight. We enjoyed it, and hopefully somebody will get a frequency counter. We'll be in touch with you as soon as we get the final results, and we'll be sending you an email and get the particulars and all of that kind of stuff. Thanks everybody for checking in with us tonight. At this time, the Gulf Coast Mullet Society Net will conclude. I wish to thank all those who have participated in our net this Thursday evening. And our next net will be held 1 week from today at 6 p.m. Central. And your net control will be Richard, WA4, no, yes, that's correct, WA4FUU. So he'll be master of ceremonies next Thursday. As a reminder, the following AM nets are held weekly on 3885 kilocycles in the AM mode. Monday, the WE4 AM, the Eagle AM net. Tuesday, W4 AMI, the Southeastern AM Radio Club SWAT net. And the Florida AM group, the Warren Ellie Memorial net on Sunday mornings. And please join the Collins Collectors Association AM net. That'll be the first Wednesday night of the month, and they'll be on 3880 kilocycles. You'll hear all kind of Collins gear, some pretty rare stuff. Thanks again, everyone. W4GCM now returning this frequency back to regular amateur use, 73. W4TP is clear.